Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve Mcfc. It's very rare we come on here and we're feeling a bit down, a little bit deflated. It's very rare we come on here and we're not positive and looking forward to the coming weeks. But Saturday, Wolves 2, Manchester City 1, Molineux, bit damp and drizzly. We didn't deserve it. We didn't deserve nothing. We played poor. Like I said, anyone who's on TikTok and see me come out the ground, I said straight away, I think Wolves deserved it. I think they had a game plan. They've got to play to the strengths. Whether that's getting physical, whether that's, falling about a little bit on the floor, causing a bit of shit here and there. They did that. They got in our faces. I think they came up with a game plan. I think they let Kyle Walker have the ball on the right because they knew Kyle never crosses it. Anyone that watches City knows Kyle Walker never crosses it. He does that little feint as if he's going to cross it and then drags it back. So he's fine having the ball on the right because we know he ain't going to put it in. Every time Jeremy on the other side, Doku got the ball, he had two players on him because they realised that Jeremy was a threat. He was actually going to get it direct and cross it. So they stopped the wing threat straight away. We only had one wing threat from the left. Phil Foden in the middle of the park, they just made it congested in there. So every time Phil received the ball, he had people up his arse, so he had to go backwards with it. And Erling Haaland just basically spent the whole game wrestling with their two centre-backs, literally fighting with them. So they did their plan well. But what's disappointing is that we don't come up with a plan to counter their plan. You know what I mean? We look at the midfield, we have no creativity in there. You've got Jack Grealish sat on the bench, who, in my opinion, is a better option to come on in the middle of the park than Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob coming on at half-time. I think Oscar's a little bit lightweight. As we've seen against Newcastle, there was times he was getting knocked off the ball. The game was too physical. I'd have brought Jack Grealish on, put him in the centre of the park, let him pick up fouls, let him wind them up, let him go left, let him go right. He can pass, he can shoot. Better option for me. Don't understand it. I'd love to see Jack Grealish playing in the middle of the park. I would. I think sometimes he's wasted out on the left. Now that we've got Jeremy and we know he's going to be direct, why not bring Grealish in the middle of the park? Why not let him have that free roll where he can pick the ball up, keep it moving? He's very good at keeping the ball moving, Jack. He doesn't let it go. He very rarely loses it. Give it Grealish in the middle. Let him go left. Let him go right. Let him pop up in the pockets. Let him take a few shots. For me, I think Grealish is wasted on that left-hand side now. I'd get him in the middle because we're lacking creativity in the middle of the park. We've got Doku on the left. Sometimes we have Alvarez on the right. Sometimes we have Foden on the right. But majority of the time, it's Kyle Walker on the right-hand side, and we're not doing anything with it on the right-hand side. Kyle doesn't cross it. He comes inside every time. Don't understand it. Last season, we changed to 4 centre-backs at the back. Kyle wasn't playing too many games. I understand he's signed a new contract. He's probably been promised minutes. But in my opinion, we're all lopsided. Everything goes to the left. Kyle on the right gets his chance, doesn't cross. Alvarez, again, in the middle of the park, his first touch isn't the greatest. He needs to work on that. Do you know what I mean? He takes the first touch, the second touch is a tackle. I know he's only young, but looking around the park, it can't be. The team can't just go to shit like that when Rodri's not there. We can't. We've got people, Kovacic, Phillips, Nunes, who all should be able to step in and at least do a job. But when you're getting overrun by Wolves in the midfield, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Not with Arsenal and Leipzig this week. So, we've just got to be careful. I believe that Pep will get it right. He will come up with the answers. I do believe that Neto stretched us as well. The first goal, he's run down that line. Ake's alongside him. Smash him into the stand, Nathan. Smash the ball. You made a little limp attempt at it. You didn't do it, and it cost us. And Jeremy Doku ain't going to help you. There's times where he was isolated. I get that. Jeremy's young and raw. He don't want to defend. He's just got attack on his head. That's another thing. People saying they want Doku in. That's great. But Jack Grealish does track back and he does help out. We got exposed. It was an own goal. We never looked like scoring, really. We were huffing and puffing, but nothing happened. We got a free kick on the edge of the box. Great goal by Alvarez. Beautiful free kick. And we're back in it. Then you're thinking, right, it's one of them games. We're not at the races. For me, I take the point. I'm not. That's not me being defeatist at Wolves, because look what we ended up with. 0 points. I'd have took the point. I'd have got Grealish on in the middle of the park, got some fouls, kept the ball in their half, seen the game out. We didn't. Yet again, we're under the cosh. We're getting stretched. They break down the other end. Chang, or whatever he's called, the Korean guy, as Pep said, scores the goal. Shouldn't be on the pitch, by the way. Should have had a second yellow card for fouling Walker, but refereeing standards in this league are a joke. Don't even want to go into the refereeing standards. We'll be here all day. You've seen the refereeing standards this week in the Premier League. It's a joke. These referees, care more about what they look like and their own image. They don't care about the game. How can you get decisions like that wrong when you've got 3 of your mates sat in a porter cabin somewhere watching it on 10 monitors? I don't understand it. So, listen, it is what it is. They'll get away with it. They'll apologise. They move on. But it's the fans that travelled all the way to Tottenham to support Liverpool, who paid all the money all day on the trains and coaches down into London, spent a day in London, went to watch the team play football and got robbed by a guy sat in a porter cabin across the other side of the country who don't give a shit. That's what pisses me off. Us supporters that pay week in, week out, the ones that are paying hard-earned money going home on the train, thinking, how's that happened? Do you know what I mean? The little kids that have gone to watch the team away and they've gone, Dad, what's happened there? We thought we'd won. We thought Diaz had scored. No, son. The refs cocked it up. It's hard to take as a football supporter. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If you sat on the couch at home, it's hard to take there because you're in the kitchen fuming and you want to fill the fucking dog in. But when you're travelling like that, it's bad. And they've got to get a grip of it. I'm sorry, they've got to get a grip of it. Something's got to happen. But the referee at the City game, he was poor. There was loads of little challenges where City were getting knocked over and they were letting them go and that. And that just runs into the hands of Wolves, who just continue breaking the game up because they're getting away with it. He had no control over it. But we didn't look like scoring. We didn't look like winning. We've got to dust ourselves off and go again. We've got Leipzig tomorrow night, which I don't know the midfield combination. But if Leipzig have watched that game, which they will have, they're going to fancy the chances. And then we've got Arsenal, North London, Sunday. We've got to come up with something. Last year at Arsenal, we used Ederson a lot with a long ball up to Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne just running off behind. Why can't we do that with Grealish? Why not have Haaland up top, hit him long again, bring Grealish into play behind him, or Foden? But I just feel Grealish keeps the ball better than Foden up there. That's just my opinion, but that's what I'd be aiming to do, come up with a plan. But Wolves, it was one of them days. It might prove to be a kick up the arse. Sometimes Man City do get these games that kick us up the arse and we go on a little run. So I'm hoping it has a great effect. And this week, Leipzig and Arsenal, we can see the real Manchester City. We have got an injury crisis. Any team that's missing Rodri, Stones, De Bruyne and Bernardo, that's big miss. That's not like 2 or 3 fringe players. That's like 4 key players. So we're missing Bernardo's energy. We're missing John Stones for the inverted role in the midfield. Yeah. Kevin De Bruyne is the best midfielder in the world, in my opinion. We're missing him. And Rodri, the best defensive midfielder in the world. So to expect our midfield to be tip-top, probably asking a bit too much. But I expect Pep to come up with something. Whether we get a draw in Leipzig like we did last year, we take them to the Etihad and we win there, I can handle that. But Arsenal, we've got to go there and we've got to put it on their toes. We've seen Fulham go there this season, get a result. We've seen Tottenham go there and get a result. We need to go and get a result. But yeah, so the Wolves game, basically, we didn't deserve it. There was 1 or 2 little niggling issues in there that I think Pep needs to iron out. Doku's only very young, very, very direct. He's going to get better when Pep gets hold of him. He's going to get better. Alvarez has played a lot of minutes this season. He is contributing with the goals, but sometimes I feel when he plays behind Haaland, we're missing a player because he sort of does a lot of running, but not a lot else, unless he's got the ball. Nunes, you know, he was getting stick off the Wolves fans, but I thought he was doing okay. He was trying to create something. He was moving forward with it. Kovacic, we know about Kovacic. He just ticks it along nice in the midfield, but trying to expect him to have that energy to push on and drive, he can't because he had no one behind him. So if we would have got caught on a counter-attack, we're all over the place. So, yeah, we do need Rodri back ASAP. Maybe at Arsenal, Leipzig, he might play Calvin and Kovacic in a 2. Maybe. Could make us a bit more stronger. Calvin came on second half, but he's got to be disappointed not to start that game. He started at Newcastle. He's got to be disappointed not to start that game with Rodri out. You know, somebody accused me of protecting Calvin Phillips the other day. I'm not protecting Calvin Phillips. I'm not. If his level of performance is not up to scratch, I will call it out. At the end of the day, we all admit he hasn't played enough games. Now he's getting a chance to get minutes under his belt. I don't think he's done anything wrong. I think he's come in and been steady. I don't know what people expect. Yeah, we've lost 2 games. It's not on Calvin Phillips, though. It's not. It's on the rest of the squad as well. So we'll see. We've got some big ones coming up. We'll see. We'll see what Calvin does in these next 2 games. See if he comes out of it with any glory. That's all we can do. Time will tell. Anyway, let me have a bit of me brew. But we move on. We've got to move on. You know what I mean? We don't panic. It's what we do. Manchester City fans, we do not panic. We've been here before. We'll be here again. We move on from Wolves. We've got Leipzig. Not an easy game. Watched a bit of Leipzig at weekend. The highlights, they were 2-0 up at home to Bayern Munich. Finished 2-2. We went there last season. I went there last season. It was a tough fixture. We came away with a point. I think City fans will probably take a point there. Do you know what I mean? Take a point there, beat them at the Etihad, come away with no injuries, roll on to Arsenal at weekend. Guardiola against his former team. You know, he's got to start. It's a bit weird with Guardiola at the minute. He's starting one game, missing one game, starting one game, missing one game. Is there something there? Has he got a niggle? Can he not play 3 games in a week? You know, is he getting him ready for something? I don't know, but we need to start playing him. He's 21 years old. He needs to play. Get him in there with Ruben Diaz. If that's the partnership that's going to take us to the title again, Diaz and Guardiola, get them playing together. Get them talking. Get them mistakes out of the way early doors, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, I'm not going to Leipzig. After going last year, I just thought, you know what? I fancy going to Young Boys. I've never been there. I'll save me money. A couple of the boys are going out there, so I hope they enjoy it. It's a great city, Leipzig. I enjoyed it. Spitz Bar or whatever it was good. Stadium's okay. Bit of a walk to the stadium and round, but should be a good game. Should be a good game. I think I just got a feeling it'll be a draw. I just think City are not going to force it. I think it'll be a draw. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about maybe Grealish playing in the 10 role. Is it Big Steve talking shit, or do you think that's got legs? I personally think, why not? Let's give it a go. What do you think about the Leipzig game? Do you think, you know, we can do it? What would your midfield be for Leipzig? My midfield would probably be Kovacic, Nunes, Phillips. Try that. Maybe a 2 and a 1. Get Foden on the right. Get Grealish on the left. Get Haaland up front. And then you've got a bench of Alvarez, Doku, people like that. You can bring on late on if you need to change it. But that's what I would try. But yeah, it's been a strange week. Like I say, I've heard all sorts of people panicking. There's a big week coming up with the Arsenal game. I'm down London Thursday night. I've got Arsenal TV, Combined 11, the big debate. I'm doing Troops channel, Arsenal TV. I am doing, and on Sunday at the game at Arsenal, I'm working on the pitch for Manchester City TV, which I can't wait for. I've missed a few games. They booked me in for Arsenal. I'm looking forward to it. So anyone who wants to say hello, I'll be on the pitch. Any Arsenal fans that want to fill me in, like you keep telling me, I'll be on the pitch. But don't jump on the pitch because you will be arrested and banned. So it is what it is. But no, I'm looking forward to it this week. Football's coming thick and fast now. I'm glad I've not gone to Leipzig, to be honest. Needed a bit of a break. The travelling takes its toll when you're literally never at home, or you're in hotels, or you're travelling and that. Needed to calm down a little bit with that. Been a bit busy. But other than that, disappointed to lose. But positive of the season. We get back the 4 big guns. Looking at our squad, I don't think anyone stops us. We need to get everybody back and fit, in my opinion, ASAP. And another thing that goes under the radar, Pep Guardiola missing off the touchline, that's a big miss as well. Even just having his presence on the touchline, telling players where to go, changing little things as he sees it in real time, that's massive. Do you know what I mean? It's massive. But it's his own fault. You can't have a go at Rodri for opening your mouth when you're opening your mouth on the touchline and getting banned as well. So at the end of the day, come on, we need to pull together now. This is the time we pull together. This is the time where, we've got to keep on the coattails of everybody else. Just keep simmering above that line, getting ready. Even if we're first, second, third, second, first, whatever we are, just keep going until we get to that final furlong. And that's when we know we have to kick into gear. That's when we know we're ready to do it. That's when the pretenders all drop off. And that's what we need to do. But I believe when we're missing key players, we are struggling. If Erling Haaland gets injured, God forbid, and we have to go on Alvarez up front on his own, I don't know how we're going to cope with that, because I just think, we need something more. I don't know what it is, but we need something more. We lack that creativity in the middle of the park. We've got nobody can thread that through ball. Nobody. Kovacic barely puts a through pass through. It's all side to side and to the wings. Nunes was the same, side to side. Phil Foden couldn't get going because they were rattling him all the time. But yeah, let's hope we've learned a few things from it, Blues. Let's hope we've learned a few things. Listen, big up to everybody supporting my channel as usual. I am trying to be more regular. Just to let people know, starting on Monday, I will be doing the Big Steve show on City Extra again. Me and Huey will be doing that as a regular show. I know a few of you like to see me over on City Extra, so I'm going to be over there talking everything City every Monday, 6 o'clock. That's regular. It's locked in. So make sure you're over there supporting me. The Football Terrace show that I usually do, I'm no longer doing. Don't know if you've seen. Got into an argument with an idiot on there. I end up calling him a clown and a knobhead, basically because he is. That channel, to be honest, is not for me. It's very much set up for me to argue and start arguing and rattling with people. I'm not there to do that. They're pressing me on Manchester City's charges. I can't talk about the charges because I don't know the evidence. I told the guy, let's stick to football. He carried on pushing. So I blew me top, told him what I thought of him, and decided that I'm not doing that once a week, coming into that environment, arguing with rival fans about rubbish they don't know. If somebody wants to debate me with facts, then I'll go on any channel with a proper football fan and I'll debate facts. If they want to come at me with Man City with facts about charges and stuff and they've got the evidence and they put it to me, I'll talk about that. No problem. But I'm not arguing with guys sat in the bedroom that have never been to football matches in their life, never even set foot in a stadium, who are telling me they've got the evidence. So the top lawyers in the world haven't got the evidence, but you have. And then proceed on lying. So that's why, all the little giddy people in the chat and all the little kids get excited. Oh, yeah, Steve got rattled and that. I didn't get rattled. I just went into an argument I wasn't willing to argue with because I don't know the facts. So I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm setting out my stall. I'm doing my own channel. I've got Lad Bible Combined 11 coming out with Turkish, which is Man City Arsenal, which was great fun. That'll be out on Lad Bible this week. We've got City Extra regular on a Monday. And I believe that I'm on Sky Sports, the Saturday social, coming up to Derby Day. So that is massive for me as a fan to get on Sky Sports and sit on the Saturday social. Really looking forward to representing you guys on there and myself as a City fan. And hopefully the things are on the up. You know what I mean? I'm working for City again at weekend, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm not here to get involved with childish antics online. I know all about that. I try and keep myself clear of certain channels. And now I'm just doing my own thing. So everyone that supports me, I see you in the chat, helping me out, supporting me in that. I really appreciate it. Big up to everybody who's out in Leipzig. Get behind the boys. Get behind them loud and proud. Let's get that away end bouncing. And everyone that's going to North London at weekend, we need to be on it. As supporters, as fans, we need to back this team. You know, the support at Wolves was a little bit flat. You can't lie, it was flat. That way end at Wolves is crap anyway. It's too long. You can one end singing one song, one end singing the other song. At Arsenal, we're all together. We need to make sure we get our A game in that stadium at the Emirates, all together, bouncing, Poznans. You know, we'll follow you everywhere. Champions of Europe. Have you ever won the treble? That all has to come out. Yeah. So I'll see you there. Anyway, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week. Come on City against Leipzig and look out for me representing Man City against Arsenal at the end of the week. Come on the Blues.